everyone, it's Lainey. Welcome back. I have just some Hobby Lobby finds. A lot of this stuff's going to be iron on, honestly, but the first one is a Comfort Colors shirt. And then I found this cute design, long lived Cowgirls, and this is typically not my style. My eye doesn't gravitate towards things like this, but I loved it. So I picked this up and then went and looked through the colors, and I thought this cream paired great. So we're just going to make a shirt, and I'll wear these with some cutoff shorts and my Cowgirl boots, and maybe go to a concert or something. Okay, so it says preheat iron to cotton settings and turn off steam. Okay, so you can use this with a regular household iron, and it says if the plastic starts to curl when ironing, just reduce the heat. Position the image side up, and it's got a clear protective film on it. And it also says to move the iron in circular motions. Turn the project inside out and press back side of iron on for 5 seconds. Okay, so as you can see, this has not been pre-washed. I've had this shirt for, I don't know, I guess like a month. A lot of the stuff that I'm going to be doing today, I've had for a little bit in my craft space, and I've been wanting to do this, but I keep forgetting to wash it, so I'm just going to risk it. It does not say that the material should be washed before ironing on, so just so you know that. For this, because it's saying just, you know, constant movement, I'm going to use my mini HTV Ront mini press, and I'm just going to turn it to medium heat, and once this heats up, it'll chime and turn green. So let's just start prepping our surface here. Let me go ahead and get my mat. Okay, so prepping the surface as normal. We're going to use the lint roller. And because I haven't washed it, I think I'll do this twice. I'll rip this sheet off and then do it again with a clean sheet, just to make sure I'm removing any additional lint. So now I just need to figure out placement here, and I'm just going to visually do this. I have a larger chest, so I'm always weary about designs on the front. So it's just going to take me a minute to kind of visually make sure this is placed. And this is not sticky, so I'm going to get my heat resistant tape real quick and tape this down. And I'm going to tape it down and then hold it up to myself and just, you know, make sure that this is, oh goodness, make sure this is where I want it to be. And that is perfect. Now I just want to make sure it is center aligned. So I'm going to measure that, and let's just start at the base of the E. About 5 1/4, and that's right at 5. So it needs to be shifted over to my right, just a hair. And you know what? This is a little circle cut out where it was hanging. So, you know, kind of paying attention to that little cut out there, because that is center. Okay. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, going to add more tape. Okay. And let me see. It says leave clear sheet on top and firmly iron, moving it for 5 seconds. And then turn project inside out and press the back side for an additional 5 seconds. Peel the clear sheet away slowly. Check for full adhesion and repeat steps 3 if needed. So essentially just quite a bit of monitoring, and that is okay. So I'm going to come in with firm pressure, circular motions, and just do this in sections. Okay. So now it says to turn the project inside out. Ooh, it does kind of have a strange smell. I can really smell it now that I've turned the shirt inside out. And now I'm going to do that same thing. Firm pressure, 5 seconds. Now it doesn't say that it needs to wait down to cool down. So I'm just going to peel it up and we'll go from there. So like I said at the beginning, this is something that I don't gravitate towards. I'm kind of like, I don't know. I went through a stage where I was like anti everything like cowgirl, cowboy and stuff. But I grew up in the sticks. And back when that's not sticking at all. Okay. What a bummer. That's not sticking at all. Goodness. Okay, we're going to have to give this some more time. So anyways, I grew up in the sticks, in the woods, building tree houses, always playing outside, you know, sun up to sundown. Or if we weren't, you know, in the woods, we were at the lake. When I was really young, I lived with other family members. I didn't live with my mother. And I was living outside of Madisonville, Texas, in a little town called Bead Eyes. And lived with my great aunt and uncle. And we actually had a farm with cows and peacocks and chickens and horses. I don't know if I said that already, but I had a pony and her name was Bitsy. So I think I just became a teenager and like really, really girly. And I was like, no more cowgirl stuff. But, you know, this is actually me. Or me a long time ago, shall I say. So that just needed a little more time. And I'm wondering if I should add some additional heat on that back side. Well, it does have a full adhesion. I don't know. I'm going to leave it. So, $3.49 for this iron-on. Very detailed. Love the softer colors and how it is distressed. Pairs great with this cream color shirt. And yeah, that's project one. And now you got to know a little more about myself. I also love to fish, and saltwater fishing is my thing. Surf fishing, going out to the surf, and you know, I have a 10-foot rod. So yeah, I'm a girly girl, but only part of me. All right, craft number one is done. For craft number two, I am going to be making myself a cup, or the cup's made. I'm going to be decorating it. So first, I'm going to take my rubbing alcohol and go around this entire surface. Alrighty, so letting that dry, let's set that aside. And I already cut out and weeded, got animal hair everywhere, some scissors, which I found in Design Space. I cut them out in 2 different sizes and 2 different colors, and this is Teckwrap color changing vinyl. And I saw this on Pinterest a while ago. Let me get my transfer tape. I saw something like this on a coffee mug on Pinterest, and I've been wanting to create it ever since. And I saved it like a year ago. And I still have yet to do that. But let's just kind of see how this goes. And then if I really like it, then I can use Infusible ink and my Cricut mug press and recreate the mug. Okay, so trimming my transfer tape down. Okay, so this is a thicker vinyl because it's that color changing vinyl, and it does have a slight shimmer in it on both. So I'm just going to make sure it's really burnished down here. Okay, and I'm going to start with the larger ones and then fill in the blank space with the smaller ones. But I love these colors. I thought it was really going to pair well with this pink and allow it to pop. And then, like I said, they're color changing. So it will, it's just a nice element to bring to this cup. And they have so many different types of cups right now at Hobby Lobby. So many different types of, oh goodness, Infusible ink blanks. I was in Wyoming for 3 months, so I didn't have any craft stores nearby. The closest Hobby Lobby was like 2 hours away. So when we left Wyoming, we went to Colorado, and now I'm in Oklahoma, outside of Tulsa. And my goodness, a few months without Hobby Lobby, things have changed. And, you know, there was no Target, Michael's, everything was very far away from where we were in Wyoming. Okay. And if I put these on and need to cut out some more, I will. Okay. All right. So I'm going to turn it over, and I'm wondering if I should, I think I should actually. So turning it to the other side and then flipping my scissors to the other direction. So the scissor part is next to the handle and vice versa. Burnishing that down. Perfect. And I'm going to keep using this piece of transfer tape. So how pretty is that blue with this pink? Okay, so this is a blank spot there. And now I'm going to go ahead and trim that part of the transfer tape off because it gets stuck to everything, having that much excess. I don't know. Let's move this one down a bit. Before I really get that adhered, I'm just visually, checking. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave that where it is. And because I cleaned the surface of the cup with alcohol, it's allowing that vinyl to really get adhered. And so it'll also help make it last, because this is going to be exposed to liquid. I will not submerge it in the sink, and I will not wash it in the dishwasher or put it in the microwave for those that haven't done this before. So just hand wash it and everything will be okay. Okay, once again, let's just kind of turn this. I'm loving this cup. I'm loving this. The color, I'll have to show you what it looks like with liquid in it, cold liquid. So funny thing, Teckwrap sent over a lot of vinyl, a lot of this color changing vinyl. And so I've had it since March, and it kind of a blank space there, but I think it's okay. And it's usually so cold in my craft room, which is why I'm pretty much in long sleeve shirts most of the time, but they are changing just because it's like 67 degrees in here. And I thought that was interesting. Alrighty. So craft number 2, a cute crafty cup for my craft space. And let's see here. I'm gonna bring in my other cup really fast. And so it kind of changes to a purple, and I think this changes to a blue. pretty. Yeah, I like it. And that purple is a great color for the cup as well when it changes. All right, let me get this cleaned up and move on to the next craft. Have y'all seen this blanket at Hobby Lobby? If you've purchased it and played with it, definitely let me know in the comments down below. But this is a sublimation sequin pillowcase. It's a 16 by 16 inch for only $3.49. So it's white and the other side is gold, which I love both. And I've recently purchased this and showed y'all in my craft space. This was another sublimation blanket from Hobby Lobby, this really super soft white blanket, and I put my logo on it. I also have another video where I did a Ray Dunn style and put mine for a friend. So if you haven't seen these, pick them up. Like the blanket for sure. We'll see about the pillowcase in a minute. It worked great, and there's two different sizes of these blankets, and I've seen them at two different Hobby Lobbies, and it's on the bottom shelf of the Cricut aisle where the sublimation blanks are, this brand. So definitely pick up a blanket if you haven't. It's great for gifts, and Christmas is going to be coming right around the corner. Also, like newlywed gifts, birthday gifts, you know, you can just customize it for so many different things. But we are going to make a pillowcase today. So it says for best results, temperature 392 for 20 seconds and medium pressure. So I've got my Cricut heat press here. It's only heats up in increments of 5. So I have it set for 390, and for this time I have it for 24 seconds instead of 20. Okay. Open this up. And okay, so the back side is, I don't know, like kind of like a suede material. And this is the front side. Where is that zipper at? There's the zipper. So I want to make sure the zipper is on the bottom. And I'm going to brush all these sequins down. And on the packaging, it just had a picture. So if you had a sublimation printer, you know, you definitely have more options with the pillow. But since this is for my space, I'm going to put my logo on this. I do want to note that when I was looking through designs, I wanted text originally. And I found a design in Design Space that said like crafting loading. I thought it was super cute. But the more I looked at it, I was hesitant because, you know, I'd rather just try it with a larger, more of a solid piece than a lot of text. This infusible ink here, I'm hoping that it is a pink since this is a lighter pink. But this is from a variety pack that I found on Amazon back in the fall of last year. And I made some fall coasters with one of the colors, and I thought it was going to be gray, and it was turquoise. So we will see. But the color that let me move the pillowcase out of the way so I don't damage anything. Okay, so I need to remove the logo itself and then keep that piece there. The party pink from Cricut that I used for my blanket, I didn't have enough. So I looked through what I had, and fingers crossed that this is going to complement my space well based on the color. But, you know, we will just see. And when I took it out of my Cricut, there was this black, some smearing on it. So something was in my Cricut machine. So this will be interesting as well. All right, let's prep our surface here. We've got our heat press mat to protect, and I think I should actually probably put a piece of butcher paper inside this because this is very thin and I don't want anything to bleed, although, you know, it is a sequin material. I'd rather be safe than sorry. So let me get some butcher paper real fast. Okay, so making sure that butcher paper is flat and making sure all the sequins are white and so they're going in one direction. And this transfer sheet is super sticky. So I'm going to visually center this. And my heat press is ready. So I'm going to bring this in, and we're going to have to do this in sections because my design is quite large. So dang it, that's not gonna be good. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Yeah, we're gonna have to do it like half and half. Okay. Applying pressure. And then I will just move my heat press to the other side. And y'all, this is hot. Hot, hot, hot. All right, so it kind of looks like some of it is not as bright of a pink on this side. So I think we need just a little bit more. Oh, now it's gonna, no, I don't think we're gonna be able to do it. Okay, so it definitely needed more time because there's still quite a bit of ink on this, but since it is this material, I think it's going to be fine because it's just kind of random, right? So let's brush all of it up. So how cool. How cool. Okay, guys. If you are obsessed with this like I am, give this video a thumbs up. This was super fun, easy, fast, it turned out well. Not perfect, but I really like it. Okay, gonna let this cool down and turn off my heat press. Now I just need a pillow. I don't have a pillow because I didn't know how this was going to work like at all. I brought it home and showed my husband. And I was like, if it's a fail, it was $3.50. You know, I can manage that. I love this. Before I move on to the next craft, this is the brand of the Infusible ink variety pack that I used. The last time I tried to look this pack up specifically, it was no longer being sold by that seller. But I will do my best to link either this pack if I can find it again, or link this brand for you guys. Like you saw, that pink was perfect. I've used what I thought was a gray, but it was turquoise, and I've used the black. It comes with quite a bit of colors, and they're 12 by 12 sheets. And I think it's a really good buy. One thing that I don't like is that I don't know what the color is, but you could just sample out a piece of it before you do a project if you needed to make sure you had the right color. You always have that option, you know. I purchased this with kind of a paper mache project in mind. I purchased it on sale. It was originally $6.99 and I got it for $1.79. And since I live tiny and we travel all over the United States, thought that this was fitting. I then went to go look at the pattern paper and found this travel paper crafting kit. And I have had this for a little while. And it has these, the stickers, the letters, and these, I don't know what these are called, but I really liked the paper that came in this pack. So what we have is 2 of each, and I liked the colors as well. This one is super fun. All the stamping, the postage type look. And then a map. And then you've got this as well. And I love this. Oh, and do we have 2 of those? We should. Yeah. So then we've got those different types of maps. And let's think here. I originally just wanted to kind of put one on, but because nothing is going to fit that I have, everything's like a 12 by 12 size. that's when I was leaning more towards the paper mache. So I think something like this is going to be the best. And I don't know if this is going to turn out. We will see. Got my Mod Podge here. And my paintbrush. And I'm just going to rip it. Just kind of laying them out in front of me so I can kind of get a feel of what I want to do. And any of the excess over the side, I will just cut away after. Oh, that's a lot. This is scrapbook paper that I'm using, so it is thin. And I want to try to avoid getting too much of the Mod Podge on the edge, because that posed an issue with my last Mod Podge craft when I did the little wooden letters from Hobby Lobby, the Create. That turned out really cute, but I had too much Mod Podge going on, so it was harder to trim off the excess. Let's set that like that, and place that down. I really like Away We Go. So that piece of the design will be mostly on the United States there. Let's bring this in. And maybe place this down here. Definitely want to incorporate the compass. And I'm going to try to tear as close to the compass as I can. Maybe right there. Like I said, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how this is going to turn out. I'm just hoping for the best. Little pieces here that should finish this up, and I was just, you know, tearing each piece to make sure, you know, it had like a jagged edge, and also applying Mod Podge to the top of some of the areas. And I think I'm going to do a really, really light coat over everything after I'm done. But I really need to be cautious. Can't use too much. But this is actually turning out better than I thought. I was kind of weary about it. So I enjoyed the process, and I decided just to tear along the edges as well instead of turning it over and cutting the excess with my True Control blade. That just didn't make any sense. I don't know why I was thinking that I was going to do that. Everything needs to be torn, like having that look, so it is, you know, cohesive. Okay, I've got a little bitty space there. And let's tear this and see. Kind of getting really small pieces right there when everything else is kind of larger. So I want to be attentive of that as well. And if I need to mix it up and, you know, add some more elements like on top of some of it, I can always do that as well. I just need to figure out what to put right here. Okay. And it is pretty much done. So what I need to do now is turn it over so I can kind of see what needs to be torn off. So I have quite a bit, and let's think here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to work slow as I tear away the excess around the states. It's not going to be perfect by any means. It's kind of the point. So I have a little bit of the paper mache exposed in some areas like here and a little bit over on this. But overall, I think that it looks okay. So what I want to do for the last step here is very carefully just add a thin layer across all of the paper. And this will also help adhere all the layers, because there's some that aren't quite glued down. So this is just kind of like the finalization. Okay, so I think that there is enough Mod Podge on this. I'm going to set it aside and let it dry and bring in the last few crafts that I have to work on today. For the next couple of crafts, I'm using Cricut pattern iron-on. So if you are in need of some inspiration with pattern iron-on or vinyl, these next crafts are the crafts for you. A couple of weeks ago, I made this little bag here using the vinyl, this pattern right here, and it turned out super cute. So I'm going to continue on with this aesthetic and style. So I purchased another one of those bags from Hobby Lobby, and this one's a little bit bigger, as you can see. And let's see here. We're going to be using the same iron-on for this one. And before I forget, let me go ahead and turn my mini press on medium and get this weeded out. So those of you who are joining for the first time or just haven't caught the information in previous videos, I live tiny. My husband and I travel full time in a fifth wheel toy hauler. And with that, let me make sure that I'm weeding this correctly. With that, we decided to not have a washer and dryer in our unit. We decided to use that for additional storage space. So I have to go to a laundromat, and I love it when the RV park has a laundromat. It's super convenient and nice, but it's usually not the case. I usually have to go to a laundromat outside of the park, of course. And, you know, being that I don't have a washer and dryer in our home, I need to be careful right here. Got a little cut out. Okay, so that's already heated up super fast. Okay, I think that that's going to look fine. So, being that I don't have washer and dryer in the unit, let me get back to my point. I have to carry everything with me. So I decided that I needed to get a little more organized with my laundry supplies so I can put everything in a bag, and it'll be easier for me to tote from the vehicle into the laundry establishment. So for this, we got our laundry bag here, which I keep quarters in, and it is full. And this was going to be for dryer sheets, kind of trying to make sure that that is placed in a good area. And I'm going to come in on medium heat with firm pressure. I needed to get a towel here to help kind of prop that up and then protect the other side of the bag. So I'm going to just apply a little bit more heat. It really doesn't need that much heat. This pattern iron-on really adheres to this kind of canvas. And that's not, I don't even know what this is, kind of a silk. It adheres super fast. So it is a cool peel, so I'm going to turn it over and really add some pressure to allow that iron-on to cool down and then really, help adhere to those fibers. Okay, so very carefully going to remove that carrier sheet, and we're definitely going to have to add a little more heat to that little spot. But everything else is really stuck down. So I'm just going to put that carrier sheet right back on and focus on that little area, that corner. And I'm going to just add a little more heat across the entire design. So what I did for this, I found this in Design Space and just reverse weeded. So I went back and found this again under Images and contoured the laundry out, and then typed in dryer sheets under Images and found this pairing of fonts and just put it on, layered them, sliced them, and that is how I was able to incorporate this kind of same, that is not even the same design. I grabbed the wrong one. I didn't even notice. What a bummer. Oh, well, they are very similar, and they're same color bag and same color vinyl, and that is really what I wanted. And this one is done. But actually, if you can see that, I added a little too much heat, and it kind of turned it yellow. So be wary of that. That is something that is new to me. I also purchased a bag to put my bags in. And I wonder if it has this little package in there. Okay. And I really liked this bag. I tested it. I put it over my shoulders. The straps are long enough. And then also the inside has some pockets, which is really nice for what I'm going to be using this for, which is a laundry bag. So I'm going to have to be attentive of the iron-on because of the pockets inside. It's not a flat surface. But real quick, let me weed the second part out. And I did the same thing. Just searched this stuff in Design Space and then put it together. And this one says, I think, laundry soap. I was thinking about putting on the bag like laundry bag or laundry again, but I didn't want it to look just like the other bag that I made with the laundry. This one here, I wanted it to be a little different, so that is why I decided to use the laundry soap. And this is the pack that the vinyl came in, and you can see the 3 different patterns there. This little piece is this sheet here. I purchased this from Cricut on sale. It was just a few dollars, and I've had it for a little while, but I've just now started to kind of get around to using it, and I love this pack. It's going to pair so well with the canvas bag. So let's bring this in. And I originally wanted it kind of more centered. So let me see if I can open the sides up so I can get a flatter surface. I am going to be using my mini press again, so that will be helpful so I can really, get in smaller areas. Okay, that's going to be perfect. So because this is a canvas, it's got a lot of lint, so I'm going to prep the surface with a lint roller and then The second step is to apply a little heat to the blank as well. I didn't do that for, I could have lint rolled this, I should have, but I didn't need to apply heat to it just because that material, I already made one, and I knew that that iron-on was really going to adhere. So paying attention to the straps to help center my design. And I think that that is a good placement there. So I'm just going to hold it down so it doesn't slide while I'm trying to get this adhered. All right, going to turn it over to help it cool down. And I didn't have my heat press mat under this because my glass mat can withstand some heat and it was having to go through a couple layers anyways. So I felt that it was fine. All right, peeling part of that back, it needs more time. So while this is cooling, because I had to add additional heat, I'm going to set it to the side and bring in my last iron on for the day. And this is a really pretty glitter from a variety pack that I purchased back in the fall, along with the Infusible ink sheets that I used today, and also a boho variety pack. And absolutely love the glitter variety pack that I found. And if you caught it a few videos ago, I made this for my truck in that same iron-on. So I bought another bag in that same color and just wrote, goodness, sticky stuff. And let me zip this up because I want the zipper to be on the same side. Okay. That is placed. Let's add some pressure and some heat. With back to school right around the corner and kids going off to college, these bags are perfect for those kiddos. And I said it so many times as well, or said it so many times before, that these are great for new drivers too. So these two bags here are going to be for my console in my truck to better organize that area as well. So I hope that this video gives you some gift ideas or just some fun ideas for yourself to get better organized in your home and in your vehicle. Gonna set this aside, letting that cool. Going to bring back in my canvas bag here. Moving that carrier sheet slow because there's so many cutouts. I definitely need to add more heat. This is really just not wanting to stick down in that middle region. So placing my carrier sheet back on. And just going to really add some pressure to those problem areas. Okay. Let's move that aside once again. And let's see how this adhered. I'm going to add a little more heat. Nothing really lifted up, but something's telling me that we need a little more heat so this can survive the test of time within my console. Okay. And that carrier sheet's already kind of wanting to lift up, but what I'm going to do is just put it upside down and just place it upside down on my glass mat. I really like to add pressure during the cooling down process. I just find that it helps that iron-on really adhere. Especially with Smart Iron-On, that's the whole reason I started doing it. And so now I've just added it to my workflow. Okay. How pretty. I love that glitter. So these are now complete. The canvas bag is still cooling down. So let's move in with our last craft here. I need to prep the surface. Let's get some alcohol. And let that dry. And as that's drying, I need to get this weeded. This is 405 Basics from Hobby Lobby. And when I first started my channel, I was obsessed with this vinyl. It's a glitter, like kind of like an iridescent white. Super, super pretty. And I was looking through my scraps because I was originally going to use white Oracle because I wanted this to make sure that it, you know, lasted. And then I came across just this little piece and I was like, this is the winner. So one thing that is really weird now that we live tiny is that when we go out of town, we take our home. When we go on vacation, if it's in the United States, we obviously take our home. But I'm going to have to be traveling solo in the next week for some doctor's appointments. So I'm going to have to travel to Texas. And I haven't packed a bag in forever. So one thing that I thought about getting was a travel bag for going to the doctor. I don't really know where center is. There is a little notch here that I think that is center. But I feel like I should move this over a little bit to the left. I don't think I'm going to be able to. Oh, definitely not. No. Okay. I'm going to press it down with my finger. And I just used a font that I liked and then just, you know, sized them accordingly for my monogram. All right, and this is the last craft, and I absolutely love it, and I'm not sure if you can really see the color of that vinyl. It's very subtle, but when the light hits it, you can see it. It does have some bubbles in there that I need to get worked out, but I'm going to leave it alone for now. I love that this is clear. I love this magenta color, and like I said, the chunky gold zipper is just a win in my book. So let's bring our bag back in and hope for the best. Yeah, part of it's just still lifting up. How frustrating is that? Okay, a little bit lifted up right here. I'm going to leave it alone because I don't want to apply too much heat. I'm just going to let it sit maybe for a day and then I'll revisit and make the necessary changes if I need to. Guys, what a lineup today. I thoroughly enjoyed today's craft video. I had a lot of fun and I hope you enjoyed it and were inspired as well. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked today's video, and I would love it if you subscribed if you haven't already. This paper mache, it's still still needs some drying, but I absolutely love how this turned out in the variation of color. It's going to look great in my craft room, and we've got a lot of bags for more organization. I love that I decided to, you know, really get organized with my laundry supplies. And I'm loving this cup. And remember, this is color changing. Super fun cup for the craft space. The Infusible ink pillowcase, go check this out at Hobby Lobby. And if you haven't used their iron-ons, this turned out so well. And like I said, I love the distressed look. I just love today's video. It's definitely one of my favorites to date. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.